Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading A Vix Listener by me. So let's get into it. The slam of the door rattled the frame, and your voice got sharper than you meant it to. Honestly, Vi, you can be such a brute sometimes. The words left your mouth before you had the chance to reel them back, and they hung heavy in the air, an echo you instantly wished you could silence. You hadn't meant it in a cruel way. You were just exhausted, frustrated. It has been a long day, and it wasn't the first time that she got carried away. And normally, when she was in such a bad mood, you would laugh it off, soothe her temper, kiss her knuckles until she softened. But tonight was different. Tonight was just not the day that you were able to have that kind of patience. You were tired, stressed, and her overbearing defense had finally pushed you past the line. Vi froze mid-step, her back towards you. The muscles in her shoulders went stiff. Fists still curled at her sides, like she was ready to swing on some invisible enemy. Slowly, she turned her head, and when you caught her eyes, the anger you expected was not there. Instead, you saw something worse. Hurt. Her lips parted like she wanted to say something, but nothing came out. The confident bravado she always carried. The smirk that taunted opponents and lovers alike. It was gone, and for a heartbeat, she just looked at you as though you'd torn something out of her. A brute? She repeated, her voice low and almost incredulous. Your chest squeezed. You hadn't meant it like that. And you stepped toward her instinctively, but she took a half step back, shaking her head like she needed space. I was just trying to... Never mind. She cut herself off, her jaw tightening, and the dismissal hit harder than any punch she'd ever thrown. You didn't want her to close herself off. You didn't want that at all. Vi, you said softly, reaching for her arm. This time she didn't pull away, but she didn't lean in either. She stood rigid, a statue sculpted from her own pain. I know I can be rough around the edges, she said finally, her voice lower than you'd ever heard it. Hell, people have been calling me a brute my whole life. Topside snobs, enforcers, even Powder when she was little, when I messed up her toys. Didn't matter how hard I fought, how much I cared. Sometimes it's all people could see me as. Your throat went dry. But you, I thought you saw me different. Her voice cracked, and she looked down, refusing to meet your eyes. And you felt guilty. You did see her differently. You always have. Vi wasn't just her fists. She wasn't just the fire in her blood. She was the love of your life. She was the laughter that you could hear in those quiet moments that you shared. The warmth that you felt when her arm draped over you at night. The way she'd stop mid-sparring session to make sure you weren't hurt. She was strong, yes, a little bit too passionate at times, but she was tender, though she rarely let anyone else see it. Vi, I didn't mean it like that. I was just frustrated today and the words slipped out. I wasn't thinking. He whispered, laying a hand gently against her cheek, and though her jaw was tight, she didn't move away. Her eyes flicked up to yours, shimmering with something vulnerable that she usually buried deep. Then what did you mean? She asked, voice cracking. Because it sure sounded like you think I'm just some big dumb thug who doesn't know any better. That's not it at all. Vi, you're passionate. You're protective sometimes, yes, but it's because you care. That's what I meant. You just came in like a wrecking ball at the tavern and scared everyone half to death when you started that fight. It just embarrassed me. That's all. I didn't think any less of you. I was frustrated. We all have our moments. You know that, right? I love you. Every part of you. Everything about you. Sometimes I can't even imagine living without you, Vi. You mean a lot to me. And I never want you to think that being rude is all I see you as. I was upset. Her shoulders slumped, some of the tension melting away. Her lips trembled as she let out a shaky laugh, though it didn't quite reach her eyes. Damn it. Why do you have to say stuff like that when I'm trying to be mad? She muttered, and relief loosened your chest, though guilt still gnawed at you. You slipped both arms around her waist, pulling her in tight. She resisted for a moment, then exhaled hard and buried her face against your neck. Her voice was muffled, but you felt every word. I didn't want to scare you or embarrass you. Sometimes I feel things so strongly and I can't hold back. I never got the chance to learn how. So I'm sorry. I'll try my best, okay? That's okay, Vi. I trust you. I'd never be mad at you for something like that. You said, stroking her hair. And you kissed her gently, while she smiled. I'm glad I have you. I'm glad I have you too. Now, promise you're not upset? She shakes her head. And she takes your palm, pressing a soft kiss to it. It's hard to be upset with you when you're this sorry. Well, I'm glad you know that I am. You said, relieved. Because her thinking that you don't love her, or that you only see her that way, is something that you cannot handle. Not at all, even in your thoughts.